Listen up, my friends, be honest. How many centuries have men been trying to figure women out? We split the atom, flew a helicopter on Mars, and invented artificial intelligence. But when it comes to female pleasure, a lot of us are still stumbling around like blind kittens in a dark room. Yet from a scientific standpoint, the female orgasm is evolution's greatest mystery. Why does it even exist? After all, a woman doesn't need to experience pleasure to get pregnant. Mother Nature could have easily saved some energy, but she didn't. As a wise comedian once said, "Women aren't the weaker sex. Rotten wooden floorboards are the weaker sex." The female body is 100 times more complex than the male body. It's a literal spaceship. Today we are throwing away the myths, the awkwardness, and the trashy magazine advice. We are breaking down 11 scientific facts about female pleasure. Guys, grab a notepad. This is going to save your love life. Ladies, get comfortable. Today we are singing your praises. Let's go. Fact number 1, the evolutionary mystery, the glue theory. Let's start with the biologist's biggest question. The male finale is completely logical. No pleasure, no offspring, evolution stops. A man simply has to do it. But female pleasure isn't required for conception. So why did nature give it to women? Scientists have been banging their heads against the wall over this for decades. The leading theory today is the evolutionary bonus, or the glue theory. Nature made the process incredibly enjoyable so that a woman would want to stay with that specific man. It's a biological superglue for pair bonding. If a guy just has a good time, he might leave. If a woman has a good time, she releases bonding hormones and her subconscious registers, this male is safe, he is caring, he is a good candidate for raising kids. In short, female pleasure is nature's quality control detector for men. As the old street wisdom goes, if you can't make a woman happy, step aside and let someone else do it. Evolution completely agrees. Pleasure is a man's reward for not being selfish. Fact number 2, the clitoris, the invisible iceberg. Guys, I'm sorry, but most of us confuse anatomy with geography. We stubbornly search for a magic button, thinking it's the size of a pea. Well, forget everything you learned in the locker room. What you see on the outside is only 10% of the actual size. It's the tip of the iceberg. The real organ of pleasure is hidden deep inside the pelvis, is about 4 inches long, and wraps around the inside like butterfly wings. That tiny external pea contains 8,000 nerve endings. That is double the amount a man has on his main equipment. Now imagine 8,000 live electrical wires, and you are mashing them with all your might like a broken elevator button. Stop doing that. It requires absolute finesse. As a master piano tuner once said, "You don't need force here, you need a good ear." Ladies, nod if I'm right. This organ was created exclusively for pleasure. It has 0 other biological functions. Nature built an entire hidden continent, and men have spent centuries just wiping their feet on the welcome mat. Fact number 3, the time zone difference, sprinters versus marathoners. This is the eternal cause of resentment and insecurity in the bedroom. Why is he already done, rolled over and snoring, while she is just starting to figure out what's going on? It's not that he's a bad guy, and it's not that she's frigid. It is pure physiology. A man in bed is a microwave. You press a button, wait 60 seconds, and the soup is boiling. A woman is a cast iron slow cooker. It takes time for her to reach the right temperature. According to sexologists, the average woman needs 15 to 20 minutes of foreplay just for her blood flow to reroute. Meanwhile, the average male act lasts 3 to 5 minutes. Do you see the mathematical abyss here? You are trying to bake a pie in a freezing cold oven, and then you act surprised when the dough is raw. As the saying goes, those who understand life don't rush. Guys, slow down. If you spend 15 minutes on affection, talking, and massage, the next 5 minutes will turn into fireworks. The female body despises rushing. It demands pacing. Fact number 4, faking it, the holy white lie. Statistically, over 70% of women have faked pleasure at least once in their lives. Men usually fly into a rage hearing this. Why do you lie to us? We're trying our best. Well, guys, take off your crowns and say thank you. They don't lie because they are manipulative villains. They lie out of pity and love for you. Picture this. She's exhausted from work, her head hurts, the kids were screaming all evening. Her brain literally cannot relax, but she sees you huffing, puffing, and trying your hardest. To avoid crushing your fragile male ego and to avoid saying, "Honey, it's just not happening tonight, let's go to sleep," she puts on a little theatrical performance. She does it so you can feel like a superhero, calm down, and finally leave her alone. It is an act of sheer mercy, greater than family replaces everything. So before you start one, decide what's more important to you, everything or family. Faking it is the cement holding many marriages together. But ladies, don't abuse this superpower or he will literally never learn how to do it right. Fact number 5, the brain, the ultimate erogenous zone. For men, it's simple. We see a beautiful body, blood rushes where it needs to go, systems are online. We are visual creatures. For women, everything starts and ends right between the ears, in the brain. Scientists put women in MRI machines during intimacy, and do you know what they found? For a woman to reach peak pleasure, her amygdala, the brain's anxiety and fear center, must shut down completely. If she is lying there thinking, "Did I leave the straightener on? We have to pay the mortgage tomorrow," or, "Oh God, I have a stomach roll," what if he notices? That's it. Game over. No pleasure for her, even if you have the skills of Casanova. She needs a feeling of absolute safety and relaxation. Guys, your foreplay doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts in the morning when you take out the trash, when you tell her she looks beautiful, when you pick the kids up from school. You remove the anxiety from her brain, you unlock her body. No safety equals no orgasm. That is the golden rule of biology. Fact number 6, the sock effect, cold feet. This sounds like a joke, but it is a proven scientific fact. Dutch scientists at the University of Groningen were conducting a study on female pleasure. They ran into a problem. Many women in the cold laboratory simply couldn't relax. Then one brilliant doctor had an idea. He gave the women warm, fuzzy socks to wear. The results shocked the scientific community. The probability of reaching climax jumped by 30%. Why? Biology, my friends. The female body is hypersensitive to thermoregulation. If a woman's feet are cold and female circulation naturally pulls heat away from the extremities, her brain receives a hardwired signal. We are freezing, we are in danger, we need to survive, not procreate. The second her feet get warm, her blood vessels dilate, the brain signals stand down, and the body relaxes. So guys, if your lady climbs into bed wearing ridiculous, fluffy winter socks, do not laugh at her and do not ask her to take them off. Those socks are the best wingman you will ever have. Fact number 7, the oxytocin window. Don't roll over. We touched on this briefly, but it is critical. What happens after? A man gets hit with a horse-sized dose of prolactin. This is a hormone that causes intense drowsiness and apathy. A man physiologically wants to roll over, face the wall, and pass out. Mission accomplished, the beast is sleeping. But a woman at that exact moment is experiencing a massive spike in oxytocin. This is the hormone of tenderness, bonding, and communication. She has a vital physical need for you to hold her, stroke her, and say something sweet. This is the oxytocin window. If you just roll over and snore at this moment, she feels used, discarded, and lonely. The entire magic of the night evaporates. Guys, I know your eyes are glued shut, but dig deep. Hold her. Talk to her for just 5 minutes. Play with her hair. Those 5 minutes will do more for your relationship than a diamond ring. Invest those 5 minutes into your wife, and the dividends will blow your mind. Fact number 8, pain and pleasure, the fine line. A lot of guys get freaked out when women ask them to be a little rougher, grip harder, a light spank, a gentle bite. I don't want to hurt her, but biology is a weird lady. In our brains, the pain centers and the pleasure centers sit millimeters apart. During mild consensual pain, the body instantly floods the bloodstream with endorphins, natural painkillers structurally similar to morphine, and adrenaline. This exact hormone cocktail can skyrocket arousal levels. This doesn't mean you need to turn into a complete sadist. Absolutely not. It's about playing on the edge. A little primal aggression in bed allows a woman to feel a man's strength, giving her permission to completely let go of the control she is forced to maintain all day at work and with the kids. Surrendering to a strong, safe partner is a massive psychological trigger. But remember the golden rule. Communicate. Always establish boundaries and consent before you dive in. Fact number 9, the G-spot myth, finding Atlantis. How many couple fights have started over this mysterious letter of the alphabet? Men search for it with the stubbornness of Christopher Columbus looking for America, and women feel broken and insecure if it can't be found. Let's put a scientific end to this. A separate anatomical organ called the G-spot does not exist. No surgeon has ever cut it out or weighed it on a scale. What Dr. Grafenberg, who the spot is named after, actually found wasn't a separate button. It is simply an area on the front wall where the internal legs of the clitoris, from fact number 2, wrap around. So by stimulating that zone, you are literally just stimulating the exact same organ, just from the inside. Stop searching for mythical buttons and reading dumb internet articles. Every woman is entirely unique. What drives one woman crazy will leave another completely bored. Listen to your partner, not a magazine. As we say, stop looking for things you never lost and start finding what actually brings joy. Fact number 10. Sound. Why do they scream? Do you think women make noise in bed just to stroke your ego or annoy the neighbors? No. Science calls this copulatory vocalization. Making sounds, moaning, heavy breathing, is a physiological necessity for women to reach a release. When a woman holds her breath or stays silent, because the kids are in the next room or she's shy, she literally cuts off the oxygen supply to her muscles and blocks physical tension release. Furthermore, her own voice acts as a biological feedback loop. Hearing her own sounds actually turns her on even more. It is an escalating spiral of pleasure. Therefore, if your lady is as silent as a prisoner of war on interrogation, that is a massive red flag. She is either bored or way too in her head. Create an environment where she doesn't have to be shy. And remember, the greatest compliment a man can receive in bed isn't words. It's the sounds a woman simply cannot hold back. Fact number 11, the age paradox, blooming after 30. Finally, some fantastic news for all the ladies. Male sexuality is a sprint. Our hormones peak around 18 to 20 years old. Then nature says, all right, job's done. You can chill now. Female sexuality is a marathon. The peak of female pleasure, depth of sensation, and bodily awareness hits after 30, often closer to 40. Why? Hormones stabilize, sure, but the main reason, the insecurities vanish. At 20, a girl is stressing over how she looks, if her stomach is perfectly flat, or if her mascara is smudged. At 35, a woman only cares about how good she feels. She knows her body, and she has zero shame looking a man in the eye and saying, do it exactly like this. She is entirely free from caring about what others think. So ladies, if you are 35 plus, your prime time is just beginning. Evolution generously rewards you for your wisdom and experience. And guys, well, guys are just gonna have to take their vitamins and keep up with your renaissance. So there it is, the greatest mystery of evolution. Guys, I hope you've realized the main point. The female body is not a vending machine where you insert a coin and a prize falls out. It is a complex, beautiful instrument. Anxiety, exhaustion, and cold feet, they all kill the magic. If you want a woman to be happy with you, love her brain, protect her peace, and her body will thank you in ways you couldn't even dream of. As the old saying goes, you must love a woman until you lose your mind. Otherwise, what is the point of any of this? Drop a comment below, ladies. Does the science check out? Are the fluffy socks and the slow cooker analogies painfully accurate? Guys, what was the biggest revelation for you here? Smash that like button for the honest truth. Hug your partners, even if they are wearing fuzzy winter socks, and subscribe to the channel. There are plenty more mysteries ahead. Catch you later.